What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Shawty Bae yet again. I just feel like, y'all, every single day Shawty Bae got something going on. If you guys have not seen, apparently she is coming out with her very own makeup line. She did do a collaboration before, I want to say maybe about a year ago, almost 2 years ago, with Beauty Creations, I believe. Don't quote me on that, okay? Because obviously I did not buy it. I don't think I even made a video about it because I don't think I really knew who Shawty Bae was at that time. But this is like her own makeup line, and people are calling out saying that it's from Temu or from Alibaba. And I have to say, in my personal opinion, we will talk about like her little teasing of the products. This is not fully announced yet. They're not for sale yet. But so far it kind of does seem like it is from like Alibaba, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Anyways, in a typical Tim video, y'all already know that I'm gonna ramble about something like for a hot minute before getting, oh my god, my voice almost cracked there, before getting into the main topic. So I'm letting you guys know this rant may be longer than usual because it is something that I have really been wanting to talk to you guys about. And low-key, I even thought about making a separate video about it, but then I was just kind of like, I don't know. It's like really difficult, you know, with my different channels, having the podcast channel over there, which it's about the podcast. And then obviously my travel channel, but then obviously here I just talk about like makeup and drama. So it's kind of like difficult for me to know to like where to talk about it. But obviously a lot of you guys on this channel would watch the podcast. As you guys know, the podcast did come to an end. Oh my gosh, now I want to say it's been almost 4 months ago now. It's been a hot minute. And I have been saying for the longest time that I am going to make a video about the situation. I have made a couple posts onto the channel as far as like the community tab. If you guys click on the community tab, I had made a couple posts on there. Y'all, I have to be real with you guys. It's very like difficult for me to speak about this situation because first of all, for the longest time, I wanted to talk about the situation why Jelly and I stopped being friends. And I am going to 100% make that video because I still have plans for that second channel. I know it's been a hot minute, but I still am kind of like, hey, even if I just do one podcast a month, I don't care. It's going to be something because I genuinely enjoyed that. Like I really loved filming the podcast. Like, I don't know, I just really felt like, damn, maybe this is something that I'm really meant for because I had such a good time doing it and everyone loved it so much. And I feel like it has been such a long time since I've had that like one-on-one connection with you guys. Like I genuinely felt like, oh, we're homies over here. Like this is like a friend community. And I feel like I built up a community over there and then bam, that all came to an end so damn fast. And in my opinion, for stupid reasons. Obviously, I'm going to give a full story time on that channel coming up really soon, actually. But this is where I kind of was just like, damn, I hope that you guys can understand why it's taken me so long to talk about this situation because I got to keep it real. Like, I'm the type of person, like, y'all, I'm sorry, but I just don't give up on friendships because let me just be really real with you guys. When I was growing up, I got kicked to the curb as soon as I came out, right? So I relied on my friends since I was young. Since I was 16 years old, literally, I would sleep on friends' couches, multiple friends' couches. Their parents took care of me. My friends were the ones driving me to work, picking me up from work. My friends were my family from a very young age. So I have never, ever, ever just quit on a friendship. Now, without getting into all the details, of course, Jelly is the one that unfriended me. And I have to say, in my personal opinion, I feel like it is probably the dumbest reason why I have ever lost a friend in my entire life, which obviously I will give the full details. But I have to say I am that type of a person where I guess, hey, maybe it's my Pisces side. I don't really know. But my emotional side kicks in when I'm hurt. I want to hurt people back. And I really have tried my hardest to like refrain from talking shit on social media about her specifically. It's obviously very difficult too. If you guys don't know, I'm sure some of you guys know that me and Genevieve have been friends for 24 years, which is her sister. And then her and I obviously, you know, became friends as well too, talking about Jelly. But nonetheless, I felt like for a hot minute there that I was closer to Jelly. Well, like shit, like over 2 years, I felt like I was way closer to Jelly than I was to Genevieve, even though Genevieve and I have been friends for so long. So this is why it's been such like a difficult thing for me because if I'm being real with you guys, it's very difficult. And I literally thought about what I want to say on that damn video addressing what happened with Jelly and I. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I feel like anything that I say or do is going to be kind of like, I don't want it to seem like vindictive. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to seem like I'm getting up on the internet and just bashing her. But I'm like, y'all, I'm so sorry. But like the more and the more the months go on and I think about like why our friendship ended and then just hearing my friends and family's opinions about the situation and just hearing how fucking stupid this is and the fact that it's like our friendship like being so for real now, it's gotten to the point now me and her will never speak again because now I have my guard up and now I'm like, okay, you're just a shitty person that I just am kind of like, okay, like, you know, I'm really turned off by her that I'm just kind of like, we'll never talk again after this. I do feel like there was that little bit of a period there to where I was like, okay, well, maybe she'll come back around and like, let me reach out. And I reached out to her and y'all, it's just been, yeah, like clearly it's dead and gone. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, my whole point of bringing this up right now is because I am going to be filming the video soon. But I just wanted to get your guys' opinions. Those of you that like support me, I know that like usual people who always comment on my videos, I am so genuinely curious to know your thoughts and opinions about this before I film this video, because I have to be honest, in order for me to give the full story time of what happened, it's kind of like airing out some of her dirty laundry, because that played into our friendship ending. And this is where I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, like if I'm being so for real with you guys, there's a part of me that I don't give a shit. Like I literally just want to say it all, because to be quite honest with you, if you guys have watched the podcast before, I'll let out all my dirty laundry. I just don't care. I don't like this whole social media perception to where people only talk about the good shit in life. And y'all know clearly, if you guys watch the podcast, I don't let everything out there, because in my opinion, I think that's what makes a good podcast. I think that's what makes it entertaining, relatable, and this is how you build connections with people. But then there is this side of me to where I'm just kind of like, I don't want to get on here and like completely bash her. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. Like I still have love for Jelly. I really do. I don't wish anything bad towards her. And honestly, I really do hope that she prospers in life. I do think that she's a good person. I think when it comes down to a friend, she's probably not the best friend in the world, but I feel like nonetheless, I do think that she is a good person, and I would never wish bad upon her. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like if I make this video, it's gonna be kind of like obviously me speaking my points, you know, and it's just gonna come across obviously like I'm bashing her. And I'm just like, damn, like I'm just so curious to know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this, because how do you tell a story time? You know, obviously that's going to be a one-sided story time, because obviously she's not going to be there. But how do you tell a one-sided story time without it seeming like you're just like attacking the person or whatnot? Do you know what I mean? But you're really speaking just the facts. Like, I just don't know, because this is something that I have never done before. You guys know, even with my ex, like y'all don't even know the full stories of me and my ex. Like that shit was crazy. Like I'm talking about like movie type shit crazy. Like our relationship was crazy, and I never really fully opened up even about that. Like every now and then if I would get a little tipsy on live, then I would open up about it. But I just feel like I've really refrained from this, because obviously I'm not trying to like strain any type of friendships in my personal life. But clearly hers and I friendship is completely dead and gone. So that's where I'm just kind of like, do I just make the video in its entirety and just let everything out there, or do I just kind of surface level talk about it? Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry that I'm like rambling, but honestly, because I really do want to film that video, because like I said, I do have plans for that channel. So I'm like, I want to close that chapter with Jelly. I want to delete, you know, everything that has to do with her on that channel. Not the videos, obviously, those are going to be up there permanently. But as far as her being on the thumbnail, as far as her being in the bio, things like that, like I want to wipe that clean and have like a fresh start. But then obviously I feel like in order to have a fresh start, I have to talk about what happened and why our friendship came to an end. So please let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this. I'm sorry that I rambled about it for so long, but I really do take into consideration your guys' thoughts and opinions, because I have people in my life who are like, if you already opened up this podcast, like just throw it all out there. Like whatever, it is what it is. If she ends up watching the video and she takes it as in like I'm bashing her, then whatever, that's just her prerogative. But then I'm just like, damn, like I don't want to come across like I'm bashing her. Do you know what I mean? But also the truth is just the truth. And to be straight up with you, you know how like crazy I am? Maybe this is just delusional of me. I swear to God, I genuinely could even sit down and have a fucking podcast with her and literally talk about everything that happened and just say deuces after that. Okay, we're no longer friends. Just because if you want to tell your side of the story, go right on ahead. I don't care. But this is where I'm just kind of like, okay, how do I play my cards in this situation that I want to close this chapter? I want to tell the story time, but then I don't want to seem like I'm just doing it just to be vindictive. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, please let me know about that. I am so sorry that I rambled, but I was like, I got to get this off my chest. I got to get your guys' thoughts and opinions about this, because I really do feel like within the next week or so, I am going to film that video. And I'm just kind of like, okay, how do I go about this? And maybe your guys' guidance can help me out a little bit, because this is something that I have never done before. But if I'm being really real with you guys, because I know there's going to be some of you do whatever you feel like is best, which I appreciate comments like that. I really do. But at the end of the day, that's not really helpful, because if I'm being honest, because I'm just an open person, I just want to tell the full story in its entirety and what led up to it and everything that happened, so that way everyone has a genuine understanding of the situation. But once again, no matter what the story is, it's going to seem one-sided, because it's just coming from me, and obviously you guys are not hearing from her. So that's where I'm kind of like, damn, how do I play my cards in this situation? And then being obviously that I am still friends with Genevieve, but Genevieve knows the whole entire situation. I literally even had Genevieve read the text messages between us, because I'm just kind of like, okay, like, girl, we've known each other for so long. You can call me out and call me that I'm wrong, whatever. You know what I mean? So she knows about it, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be considered super messy because it's on the internet. I don't know. But obviously we opened up. Like, if you guys watched the podcast before, damn, y'all knew all of our tea. And I just feel like it is what it is at this point. And I feel like if I continue on with the podcast, which, by the way, I'm just letting a little bit of the cat out of the bag here. I had reached out to her before because I did mess up and I did make a mistake about something, and I wholeheartedly regretted that, and I apologized to her for something that I did mess up on. And I let her know, like, hey, I'm going to close out the podcast and I am going to make a story time about us not being friends anymore. And her message literally was so much longer to me about her not wanting me to be her. How do I say this? Her not wanting me to discuss her on the podcast was so much longer than the message before that, which I was kind of like, okay, girl, let me know how you really feel. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like I told her nonetheless, I'm sorry, it's inevitable. Like, if I move forward with the podcast and something comes up, you're going to be talked about. I'm sorry, you were a part of my life. And y'all know, as soon as I made that podcast, I was like, I am not going to have any type of filter on what I can and cannot talk about. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm putting it out there, and it is what it is. But anyways, I am so sorry I rambled so damn much, but I needed to know your guys' opinion on that. Let's go ahead and get into the Shawty Bae stuff, y'all. Once again, I apologize. I was just like, damn, do I make like a separate video about this? Like, how do I get your guys' opinion without throwing this in the video? So if you guys clicked on this for just Shawty Bae, I do apologize, but still leave your opinion down below, because let a bitch know I ain't never talked about like stuff like this before on the internet. You guys know I've never even had like a social media friendship with somebody. So this is just something so new to me. I've been on social media now for it's been over 8 years now. And it's just kind of like I've never had this situation like this happen. And damn, when I created that podcast, I was like, oh, me and her are going to be friends for life, which that came to an end real fast. Shit. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this makeup right here, because she is coming out with her own new Shawty Bae makeup line. And of course, a lot of people are commenting saying, girl, this is coming from Temu. This is coming from Alibaba. And I just got to keep it real. Judging by the looks of it, and once again, this is just my opinion, my speculation, that this is obviously from Alibaba or Temu, which means that it is a private label makeup brand, which a lot of people do. But this is where I get a little frustrated, because to my understanding, I think that Shawty Bae has enough money to actually go to the lab and create her own products from scratch if she wanted to. Obviously, it is way more easy to go onto, Alibaba and just like, purchase your stuff and have your label printed on it, and the formula is already created, the package is already created, and you literally just have your name put on it. In my opinion, I think this is something from Shawty Bae that is just kind of like a cash grab, to where she's just like, you know what, if I buy something, like if I buy a mass amount of products and I sell it, people are going to buy it because I'm Shawty Bae, and people are going to want to do reviews on TikTok and YouTube and social media platforms to be like, oh, trying out Shawty Bae's makeup line. But I really do think that she has enough money to actually start her own makeup line if that's something that she really wanted to do. And I feel like her going this private label route, which in my opinion, okay, I'm going to keep on emphasizing on my opinion, most private label stuff is from China, and a lot of the ingredients are a little bit iffy. So I just feel like if this was something that she was passionate about, something that she was serious about, like, she should have, went a different route about this. Because y'all, you guys remember I said before that apparently she gets paid 10K for a 1 hour like meet and greet or like 1 hour club appearance, which I'm like, girl, if you make 10 grand that easy, you could like, all you need is probably like 50-60 grand to come out with a makeup line at first. Like, come out with a few, eyeshadows and a few like lipsticks, and that's enough money to start your makeup line. So I don't really understand it. But anyways, go ahead and check out this TikTok right here.
Makeup products are here. How you feel about this, babe?
Good.
There you go. My makeup stuff is here, girl. This is the blush. Open it. I already did. They look good quality. Look, I will show you. This is how it looks like, guys.
So as y'all can see from right there, that's her little teaser of her makeup, which I'm so sorry, it looks kind of cheap, And on top of that too, y'all know that I recently barely got into Shawty Bae. So like, what does the little paw print on the blush have to do with anything? Like, I'm like, okay, maybe some online sleuths out there can find where exactly this is private labeled from to see where the paw print is, because I'm like, where's that coming from? Because I don't know if like Shawty Bae, like, is she into dogs or anything like that? I don't know. Does she have like a paw print like tattooed on her like Eve? I don't know. Anyways, so since she made that teaser, a lot of people were like, okay, girl, we can tell that this is private label. This looks cheap as hell. Which I'm not even talking shit, but like, it really does look cheap as hell. Just keeping it real. So she got upset that people were saying like, girl, your stuff is from Temu, your stuff is from Alibaba. And I just have to say, it's so funny. Like, in this screenshot right here, you can literally see the search says Alibaba makeup. Like, which means obviously a lot of people were searching for Alibaba makeup after her, making this announcement, which I'm kind of like, girl, I don't know. So anyway, she got a little bit pressed about that. And then she went on to TikTok live to talk about it. So go ahead and check this out.
My makeup products, like, first of all, you don't know where I got them from, and second of all, I did not I did not get them from Temu, like people are saying. Like, you don't know where I got them, and I paid a lot of money for them, but go off of yourself. Anyways. Plus, why does it matter how much it was, to be honest? I don't care. Are you telling that to other business, too? Like, no, you're not. You always have something shit to say about me. Like, go get a fucking job and leave me alone, like, deadass. Like, leave me alone. Let me live my fucking life, okay? If I want to do makeup, then period. And stop worrying about my makeup, how much it costs, and whatever. Like, it's not your fucking business where I got it from, okay? There you go. And stop worrying about me. How about worrying about some other motherfucker that fucking just done from Timo? Girl, go off. I'm not that. I'm not a cheap person. Go off for yourself.
As y'all can see from right there, Shawty Bae is a little bit pressed, saying, oh, you guys don't know where I purchased this from. It costs thousands of dollars. And it's like, okay, girl, just because it costs thousands of dollars don't mean it's good. And on top of that, too, of course, anything these days are going to cost thousands of dollars, especially when you're going to order multiple products, whether it be from Temu, Alibaba, which, by the way, speaking of Temu, I know people were saying Temu, but I think that they meant it as a joke, obviously. But in my personal opinion, I would think that if she got it from somewhere, it could have been Alibaba, because if you guys have went onto Alibaba, you can actually like mass order private label makeup and have your own logo printed on it and shipped out to you. I have to say that's what it seems like to me, only because y'all, I was nosy before, because like someone had called out like the Nikki Tutorials fan when she was giving out a free fan when she came out with her makeup, and they're like, this is literally from Alibaba. So I went down this rabbit hole of looking at stuff on Alibaba, and I was like, oh yeah, they do sell that fan on Alibaba, and you could have it printed a certain color, and you could have a label printed on there, you know. So ever since then, I saw that you could do that with makeup too, which I was like, oh my god, like if you want to come out with a little private label, there it is. So anyways, I'm letting you guys know, no, I will not be purchasing Shawty Bae makeup. I am so sorry. I don't know, I hate to be rude, but kind of like the more that I talk about her and the more that I see about her, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I don't think she's a very nice person. Like, y'all know that I gave her all types of like, oh, I feel kind of bad for her because I'm like, you know, she's really not all there, which by the way, you know what's so funny? The more I started talking to people about that, because a couple of my friends watched my video and they were like, wait, people got mad at you for saying that Shawty Bae is not all there. I said, yes, bitch. People got mad at me for that. And the more people that I started asking about it, they're like, that actually is the nicest thing to say when you're trying to describe a person who is not all there. I was like, thank you. Like, do you want me to get on her and call her like the S word, the D word, the R word? Like, what do you want me to say? Here I am trying to describe it to the viewers. Hey, like, just in case you guys don't know about Shawty Bae, like, she's really not all there. Do you know what I mean? Which I'm like, girl. Anyways, you guys know that I have always given her the benefit of the doubt, but the more that I see, I'm like, hold up, girl. You can acknowledge that like this, and this, then you can acknowledge that you come off kind of rude. And you know what's so crazy? What I didn't even talk about in this video, I just saw her, somebody posted a TikTok that she was at the fair. People were going crazy. I'm talking about hundreds of people, like it was Kim Kardashian. Like they were all phones around her, recording. She had security around her. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit confused at like why Shawty Bae has this big of a fan base. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it because also too, like, yeah, she does make a lot of like viral moments because the things that she says, they become sounds, they become trends on TikTok. So I get it in that aspect, but it's kind of like, other than that, like, it's not like she's intentionally funny. It's not like she's, you know, I don't know. I don't get the appeal, but obviously I am wrapped into it because every other day she's in new drama. But anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about her makeup line. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions about the first portion of this video that I rambled about for so damn long, because I'm like, I need a little bit of guidance because this is just not something I've ever really done before, and I'm just curious of like how to play my cards right, because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to come off like a bitch or anything, or like try to hurt, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So that's why I'm just kind of like, please let me know your thoughts and opinions about that. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.